Good morning, everybody. This is Teresa at Highland Blueberry Farm in Stockton Springs, Maine. And today we are going to make a lemon balm tincture. Okay, so let me show you the lemon balm plant that I have in my garden and see if you got some of this going on in your garden. So here is the lemon balm that we're going to use to make a tincture. You rub the leaves. Oh my goodness. Get ready for the most amazing lemony smell ever. Lemon balm tincture. So let's get into it. Let's talk about how to make a tincture and why you even want to make a lemon balm tincture. All right, let's do it. All right, we're back in the kitchen. Cohen, this is my helper Cohen, my grandson who's 3 years old. He'll be 4 in June, so he's my helper. We went out into the garden and we harvested up some lemon balm. And it smells so good, doesn't it, Cohen? Does it smell good? And lemon balm is also known, yeah, you can try some. Lemon balm is also known as Melissa. So maybe you've heard that term. This is of the mint family. Lemon balm is also another name for it, or bee balm.
Bee balm.
You got honey plant. Honey plant, huh? It smells so good. We can make teas out of this. It's got a citronella smell.
You try.
Oh yes, I will try some.
Why don't you try it and tell them it tastes?
Tastes good. So we would dry this up to make a tea with it.
I also want you to tell them that when you eat it, it tastes really good.
It does taste very good. I like the taste of it. I would dry this to make a tea out of it. We're going to chop this up. We're going to make a tincture out of it. We can also make a lemon balm elixir. The difference between a lemon balm elixir and a lemon balm tincture is the lemon balm elixir has honey and 100 proof vodka, whereas the tincture just has 100 proof vodka. We are going to take this herb, we're going to chop it up roughly, put it into our quart jar, cover it with the alcohol, and we'll go through all that and I'll show you that. And then we're not going to leave any head space. We're going to use, if we have the metal lids, we're going to use some parchment paper to put over that so that the alcohol doesn't come in contact with the metal lid. Or you can use the plastic ones. I do find that those sometimes leak, so just keep that in mind when you're shaking it up. We're going to keep this tincture in a cool, dark place for 6 to 8 weeks. And then we're going to strain it off. We're going to press everything right out of that tincture and out of the plant matter that's been sitting in the jar. And then we're going to be able to use this. As far as dosing, one of the things that I want to just really remind you guys is you have to listen to your own body, right? You have to ask the Lord first, God, is this the plant you want me to be taking? Is this what my body needs? God gave us these plants as plant medicine, and so we don't want to just take stuff without asking Him. We want to get back to that place where we're asking Him about what it is that our bodies need, because right, He created us. He knows what our body needs. He knows how it works, and so it's important for us to talk to Him and ask Him, and He'll lead you and guide you in that. And so when you take it, the standard dosage, if you will, of a tincture is going to be 15 to 30 drops, 1 to 3 times a day, for up to 60 drops. This is a very safe herb to be taking. but we take it for the reasons that God gave this plant to us. So why did he give us lemon balm? Lemon balm has a number of minerals and antioxidants in them. We can use this for stomach pain, indigestion, and all the pain and comfort of indigestion that we have. When we do have indigestion or stomach pains, one of the things that I would always stop and think about is, what did I just eat? And if I've got stomach pain from that, maybe that's your body trying to tell you that's not the best thing for you to be having. And so you want to kind of step back away from that, eliminate that food from your diet, and see how you feel, right? But now that you've eaten it and you've got stomach indigestion, lemon balm, lemon balm is going to help with that. Some of the people who have insomnia or sleep issues, lemon balm is also going to help with that. For women who have menopause or menstrual cramps, this can help ease some of the discomfort that is caused by menopause and menstrual cramps. Let's see. This can also help alleviate anxiety, and if you smell it, I love how God gave us plants that have strong smells to them, kind of like the lilac tincture that we did. Very strong. In fact, Cohen wanted a cup of the lilac water. I put my lilacs, let me grab that first really quick so you can see.
I also wanted to show them the lilac water.
So what I did was I put my lilacs in water, put it in my refrigerator, and now we're going to take a lilac out of the water, put it in our cup, and then pour the water on it. Somebody said, hey, what about the bugs? How do you get the bugs off of it? Well, after I cut my flowers, I'll set them outside on the porch for about 10, 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And all the bugs that are on the flowers, they're going, oh, my environment has just changed, and they'll want to get off of the plant and they'll scurry away. And then I bring my plant in, and then for the most part, it's gone. The bugs are gone. So lilac water is very sweet. It's got a lot of nectar. You can taste the nectar in it because this is a really good nectar plant for pollinators. And Cohen wanted some. Let me get a cup for him. You want some lilac water too, Cohen? Yeah. Okay.
And right now I'm going to show him my fire truck.
Oh, in a minute we're going to do the fire truck, okay?
In a minute, then I can show him that.
Yes, in a minute you can show him that. All right, here's your lilac water. I got your lilac in your water, and you can drink it up here, okay?
I want to show you something.
Okay, so insomnia, so that's where the sleep issues come in, for your moods. For those who have the herpes virus on their mouths, this is also good for cold sores. So you'll want to take that tincture. It will help to build up your immune system and help to alleviate those cold sores. Again, this is not pharmaceutical medicine, so you need to keep that in mind. Not pharmaceutical. We're not going for pharmaceutical grade medicines, so they're going to take a little bit longer to actually work. But be diligent, be faithful, eat clean, and then when you need this medicine, it's going to be available to your body because your body's not trying to also clean up from poor eating. And this is great for that kind of stress, you know, calming. It's very calming. Smells amazing. The lemon balm tinctures can be made without alcohol, and I love that because there are some people who the Lord has told them not to use alcohol, And so what I do is I use apple cider vinegar, and I make my own apple cider vinegar. And I'm gonna do a video on that and show you guys how to do it. It takes about 6 months for it to perk, if you will, in a cool, dark place. And we have a basement that has that cool, dark place. So, so you can use apple cider vinegar or vegetable glycerin. Vegetable glycerin will also help to extract the properties that we're going for, and you can use that. Do remember that vegetable glycerin is a fatty alcohol, okay? So I know people are trying to stay away from alcohol, so maybe it's the apple cider vinegar that you really want to do, but it's also apple cider vinegar can be given to children, right? And so for those that really want to use this for your kids, apple cider vinegar would be really good. My mom, who has some issues with her liver, she will take and boil water, put a little bit in a cup of the boiled water, and then she'll put her droppers of tincture into the water, and she lets it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes, and that will evaporate the alcohol. So that's another way to just get the compounds that we're going for in this plant ally, and what this plant has to offer, okay? And we're going to pause for just a minute, and then I'm going to come back with some jars, and we're going to make a tincture. All right, so I'm back, and I've got my jar. It's a quart jar. I'm going to end up making probably about 4 quarts of these tinctures, because I have a number of friends who use these not only for their sleep, but for their stomach issues, and they're really finding that it's very calming for their system. So when they are under that stress, they will go for this tincture. Here, let me scoot you in. So you don't fall. Scoot. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but I have a dandelion behind my ear. And why do I have a dandelion behind my ear, Cohen?
I picked it.
You picked it. Cohen picks me dandelions, one of my favorite flowers. This, in the springtime in Maine, the dandelions are some of the first nectared flowers, sorry. It has nectar and pollen in this, and so it is some of the pollinators' first foods. They collect pollen from the other trees, and but when the dandelions come out in the coltsfoot, they just go gaga over this. And in May, we have our blueberries that are blooming, and so right now we're in blossom, and so they've got my 20 acres of blueberries that they're harvesting and foraging on, the bumblebees as well as the honeybees, and we have over 200 species of native Maine pollinators, diggers and mason bees, and just a whole array that go into our fields and work our fields so that we can have blueberries. If we don't have pollinators, guess what? No blueberries. So we want the pollinators. We want to be able to sustain them through their life cycles. So after the big bloom is gone, we want to make sure that we still have plants for them to forage on. And so I really try to plant things that will sustain our bees, our bee population, bumblebees as well as the honeybees. But I also make medicine out of dandelions, the dandelion flower, the dandelion leaf, and the dandelion root, and we'll get into that another time. But just wanted to point out because Cohen picks these for me. So here we've got our lemon balm. We have our jar, and I have a pair of scissors, right? And so when I go to cut this, I am literally cutting like this, including the stem. I know you can't see, but I'm going to show you. So I'm just cutting it off. I'm not trying to make it really small. I'm just roughly chopping it up so that I can put it into my jar. And including the stem, this plant has been sitting for about 10-15 minutes, so if there was any bugs on it, they're gone now. And so as you can see, I'm just roughly chopping this. I know I wish I could get the camera down so you could see it going into it. I'm just roughly chopping and putting it into the jar. And I'm going to fill this jar about 2/3 of the way full. And let's see, we'll get some of this that fell out of the jar. We'll put that in there. I don't pack my plant matter down into the jar. If I do anything, I'm just going to give it a gentle push. See how I did that? I just gently pushed it down. I don't want to press it down. I want it to have some air space in here. Now Cohen did a beautiful job picking some lemon balm out of the garden, so I want to use up his plant, put that in my jar. Again, I'm just going to cut and just gently press because we're trying to get it 2/3 of the way filled. The alcohol is going to do the extraction. We don't need to pulverize the leaves. We just need to get it in the jar, okay? And we need to just chop it up just gently. It's not like, and we're not trying to put so much in here that now we just have no tincture, right? Okay, so here's about 2/3 of the way full, and can you see? We got about this much head space, 2/3 of the way full. Maybe I'll put a few more in there. There's no exact science. This is not pharmaceutical grade medicine that we're making. This is plant medicine. This is to help support when we need a little extra support for our bodies. That's what we're going for. We're not going for pharmaceutical grade medicines. That's not it. So there's no exact science, and you are absolutely perfectly capable of doing this. It's very easy. So we're gonna again just gently push it down. This is what we're going for, this much space. Got it chopped up, and you can see how rough chop it is. It's not, I didn't pulverize it, right? Okay, so I have my chopstick, a wooden chopstick. You don't want to do metal when you're working with alcohol. You want to have your wood or plastic. I have my lid, and I also have the parchment paper, right? There we go, parchment. Kind of backwards for you guys, but it's parchment paper. My vodka is, I don't go for an organic because my plants are organic. I pray over my alcohol, my spirits, and I ask Jesus to purify it, to cleanse it, to make it clean so that it can be used for His glory and for the intended purpose that He gave us all these plants for. And so I pray over it and ask the Lord to clean it, make it holy and pure. And then, here we go. We're just going to pour the alcohol on top of the plant matter. You can hear see the bubbles, the air, pushing all that air out. I'm going to leave a little head space right now because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my chopstick and I'm just going to keep pressing, and I'm going to keep pressing the air out of there.
Is that lemon balm water?
This is lemon balm tincture. So this is not for drinking.
Wow.
This is going to help pull out all the medicine, all the compounds in this herb, so we can use it medicinally. All right, so I got that. I feel like I got all the air out of it. Now I'm going to top it off. I want no air at the top, no head space. I'm going to put this down so I don't spill it. All right, there we go. Oh, I got some grass in there, I think.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm going to finish topping it off.
It's going to overflow if you put more.
I know it will overflow.
And then...
So we're not going to do that. We're not going to overflow it. Now I'm going to get my parchment paper. Oh my, that was a big scream. Everything okay? 4-year-olds, they're very dramatic. Okay, gonna put the parchment paper on the top.
That was really loud.
It was very loud. And then I'm gonna put my lid on top. Got a little spillage going on, but I think that's okay because that means there's not going to be any air at the top. Air will oxidate your plant, so that's why we're trying to get all the air out of your tinctures. We don't want the air in there. All right. Yep, I had some spillage. Let me get something to wipe that up. Okay, so we got that wiped up, and you will lid your jar, you will label your jar, and you'll shake your jar. And remember, this is going to go in a cool, dark place. If you don't have a cool, dark place, the refrigerator works. You want a cool, dark place for your tincture. I put the label on the top, on the lid here, because one of the things that I've noticed is sometimes it leaks, and so my label will get kind of smudgy when I used to put it on the glass. But I like to label it so that I know where I got the lemon balm, so that I know what medium I'm using. In this case, it's going to be 100 proof vodka. And then I also write down the date when it happened, when I made the tincture. And then I put down 6 to 8 weeks, and I put a little code, C /D, which means cool dark. So I'm going to keep that tincture in a cool dark place. And then I have the date for when it needs to be decanted. And decanted just means that we're going to pour the plant matter off of the alcohol at the end of 6 to 8 weeks. And then press the plant matter, and then I just compost it. I compost the plant matter. So people ask the question, you know, what happens if I don't get it decanted in 6 to 8 weeks? Is it ruined? Nope, not at all. Alcohol is a preserver, and so it's not going to ruin. Say it was 2 years before you decanted this, right? Still going to be fine. It's alcohol. And at some point it stops extracting from the plant matter, but the plant matter is preserved in the alcohol, so it's not going to continue to break down. So, label, and let me get the label, hold on. All right, so I'm going to label this, and I've got just a return label like this, and I put it on top of the lid. And then I'm going to label it Lemon Balm Tincture. The lemon balm came from my farm. The alcohol is 100 proof vodka. And today's date, which is it's Memorial Day, so it's May 29. So May 29, and then I'm going to list out the dates in 6 weeks. I'll write down the date 6 weeks from now and the date for 8 weeks from now, so that I know when this will be ready. And then I'm going to put it, I have a cold room in my blueberry building, and I'm going to put this tincture in my cold room, and it's going to sit in a cool, dark place for 6 to 8 weeks. So you can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. And so, yeah, go get you some lemon balm and plant it and make a tincture. And we'll also, we'll talk about the lemon balm elixir in another video. All right. Have a great day, everybody. One last thing. So got the label on the top, Lemon Balm Tincture. Gonna write the dates down. When I put this in here, I just give it a little shake just to make sure everything is in there. Some people say, oh, you have to shake it every day. You have to, you know, I don't. I don't, and the alcohol works. I've never had an issue. So sometimes what I'll do is, depending on the plant, depending on if there's some head space, you know, because things begin to break down, I might give it a little shake like this and then put it back. But I don't get all concerned about not shaking it. So, yeah. So that was my last little bit that I wanted to share with you, even though on my last little bit I said goodbye. Now I'm not really saying goodbye. All right. God bless you and have a great day.